Hey guys, excuse me. So I'll be discussing an author by the name of William Timothy O'Brien, or better known as Tim O'Brien. He was born on October 1st, 1946, in Austin, Minnesota. As a child, he actually grew up in. He was overweight, and he would spend a lot of his time doing magic tricks and creating illusions. And so I think that's really cool. When he grew up, he became really interested in writing and reading and writing, um, just with like articles and everything to that extent. He later became a student at the political science, a student for political science at the Macalester College. Um, while he was in college, this was during the Vietnam War, he tried to really just ignore everything that was happening because he didn't like it a lot. And so he became actually a peace vigil. He attended a lot of peace vigils just to continue to bring about the peace throughout everywhere. Once he graduated, he actually graduated as summa cum laude. He also graduated from Phi Beta Kappa. After graduation, he was actually accepted to um, Harvard University for the PhD program for government, which was really cool. But unfortunately, kind of to go back on his fear of Vietnam, he was actually drafted for the Vietnam War, and that was 2 weeks after he graduated. And so the the article that we're going to focus on is from his collection of semi-autobiographies, and one of them is called The Lives of the Dead. Um, and something just to bring up to me is that he wrote a lot of stories that had to do with creating characters and keeping them alive, and that's kind of what this short story is about. A girl that he met when he was a child, and as well as just like his time during the Vietnam War. And I think that the theme that shows within this is just like the theme of shame, and this comes from just not only his stories that he wrote, but also from his like childhood. And so with that, like we know that as I discussed earlier, that he grew up and he was very overweight, and I'm sure that throughout his life, like he just battled with shame. And so I think that when this can compare to with him battling with shame, I think that in the poem that he wrote, or not poem, sorry, with the short story he wrote, his character also felt a lot of shame because he didn't want to become a coward and he wanted to be accepted by the other soldiers. Another comparison that kind of went along with just like his childhood is that like I had mentioned earlier, because he was overweight, he spent a lot of time doing magic tricks and creating illusions. And so I think this is also in comparison to as he grew up, um, he he wrote these stories and kind of created an illusion with people that had passed away, keeping them alive. And so I think that was brought into also his adulthood and how he wrote. And how he wrote the short stories, which I think is really interesting, honestly. Um, and there's a quote from Timothy, and it says, "Storytelling is the essential human activity. The harder situation, the more essential it is. In Vietnam, men were constantly telling one another stories about the war. Our unit lost a lot of guys around My La, but the stories they told stayed around them forever, or stayed around after them. I would be mad not to tell the stories I know." And so I think with that, it just shows that he began using the storytelling as just a way to, in a way to, like to be just like the other soldiers, but then also kind of in a way to not suppress, but be able to function, I guess, throughout his kind of life, and started just telling stories because he went through so much, and he had so much loss. I think that's why he went back to kind of creating illusions, um, and that's why he like kind of kept the people alive within telling stories, and he mentions in that the quote that I had just read, is that the stories stayed around after everybody had left, and I think this again goes with the illusion of keeping things alive, and he did that through his storytelling, and through the short stories that he wrote in the collection about the Vietnam War. And I think that's something that's very interesting and honestly really like just honorable, just because like everybody's paths are different, and I think just the way that he grew up and things he went through really shaped him, and to write the things that he wrote, um, and I think it's really cool. So I really hope that you enjoyed this this video, um, and I look forward to reading more. Have a great night. Bye.